This meeting is being recorded.
Okay, since I'm
Yes,
here, I'll read.
I'm here.
So, was it paper 5, isn't it? Section 5, the consciousness of God.
Yeah.
Morality has its own, no, I read it right the first time. Why did I get it this time? Morality has its origin in the reason of self-consciousness. It is animal. Super animal?
Mhm.
How is that? It is super animal, but wholly evolutionary. Human evolution embraces its unfolding all endowments antecedent to the bestowal of the adjusters and to the pouring out of the spirit of truth. But the attainment of levels of morality does not deliver man from the real struggles of mortal living. Man's physical environment entails the battle for existence. The social surroundings necessitate ethical adjustments. The moral situations require the making of choices in the highest realms of reason. The spiritual experience, having realized God, demands that man find him and sincerely strive to be like him. Religion is not grounded in the facts of science, the obligations of society, the assumptions of philosophy, or the implied duties of morality. Religion is an independent realm of human response to life situations and is unfailingly exhibited at all stages of human development, which are post-moral. Religion may permeate all 4 levels of the realization of values and the enjoyment of universe fellowship. The physical or the material level of self-preservation, the social or emotional level of fellowship, the moral or duty level of reason, the spiritual level of the consciousness of the universe fellowship through divine worship. The fact-seeking scientist conceives of God as the first cause, a God of force. The emotional artist sees God as the ideal of beauty, a God of aesthetics. The reasoning philosopher is sometimes inclined to posit a God of universal unity, even a
Pantheist.
polytheistic deity. The religionist of faith believes in a God who fosters survival, the Father in heaven, the God of love. Moral conduct is always the antecedent of evolved religion and a part of even revealed religion, but never the whole of religious experience. Social service is a result of moral thinking and religious living. Morality does not biologically lead to the higher spiritual levels of religious experience. The adoration of the abstract beautiful is not the worship of God. Neither is the exaltation of nature nor the reverence of unity the worship of God.
Mm.
Shifty, are you reading to? Oh, there's one more, is there?
50.
Yeah.
Gotta stop that.
Well, as they're saying that, oh, sorry.
Where are we up to?
Evolutionary religion is the mother of the science.
What numbers? Sorry.
5.5.5.
Oh, yeah. Shall I read?
Yep.
Evolutionary religion is the mother of the science, art, and philosophy, which elevated man to the level of receptivity to revealed religion, including the bestowal of a justice and the coming of spirit of truth.
I
Wow.
love the expression, the spirit of truth.
The evolutionary picture of human existence begins and ends with religion, albeit very different qualities of religion. One evolutional and biological, the other revelational and periodical. And so, while religion is normal and natural to man, it is also optional. Mm. Man does not have to be religious against his will.
Beautiful.
I just want to let Brenda know. Brenda, we're doing the URANTIA book. We're reading that. So if you haven't heard of it before, just have a listen.
I looked it up and I have a copy of it online here, but it says paper 2. I don't know which paper we're on.
We're on paper 5. It's 5.5.6.
Okay, paper 5.5. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
And we're up to the 6th paragraph, which starts off religious experience being essentially spiritual.
Okay, I'm going to find that. No, I've not heard of the Rancha book, but I'm going to get there.
Anthony, you want to?
Yep. Religious experience, being essentially spiritual, can never be fully understood by the material mind. Hence the function of theology and the psychology of religion. The essential doctrine of the human realization of God creates a paradox in finite comprehension. It is well nigh impossible for human logic and finite reason to harmonize the concept of the divine immanence, God within and a part of every individual, with the idea of God's transcendence, the divine domination? Domination of the universe of universes. These two essential concepts of deity must be unified in the faith grasp of the concept of the transcendence of the personal God and in the realization of the indwelling presence of a fragment of that God in order to justify intelligent worship and validate the hope of personality survival. The difficulties and paradoxes of religion are inherent in the fact that the realities of religion are utterly beyond the mortal capacity for intellectual comprehension.
Get that?
Yeah. Got it.
Oh,
A big sentence.
Mm.
I'll just read the next and then. Mortal man secures three great satisfactions from religious experience, even in the days of his temporal sojourn on earth. One, intellectual. Intellectually, he acquires the satisfactions of a more unified human consciousness. 2. Philosophically, he enjoys the substantiation of his ideals of moral values. 3. Spiritually, he thrives in the experience of divine companionship and in the spiritual satisfactions of true worship.
That's why we get together, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. God consciousness, as it is experienced by an evolving mortal of the realms, must consist of three variant factors, three differential levels of reality realization. There is first the mind consciousness, the comprehension of the idea of God.
Mm.
Then follows the soul consciousness, the realization of the ideal of God.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Ideal.
Mm.
Ideal.
Last dawns the spirit consciousness, the realization of the spirit reality of God. By the unification of these factors of the divine realization, no matter how incomplete, the mortal personality at all times overspreads all conscious levels with the realization of the personality of God. In those mortals who have attained the corpse, the core of corpse, core, yeah, not corpse.
Corpse is a dead body.
The core of the finality. And those mortals who have attained the core of finality, all this will in time lead to the realization of the supremacy of God and may subsequently eventuate in the realization of the ultimacy of God, some phase of the absolute superconsciousness of the Paradise Father.
Beautiful.
I don't know really what the difference between supremacy and ultimacy is. Jeff might know. You're good with language, aren't you?
The difference between supremacy and ultimacy is that the other word?
Yeah.
No, I can't see the difference. I'm sure there is one.
Okay, thanks.
Mm. Well,
Did you find it, Brenda, what we're up to?
Yeah, I found it. Thank you. We're talking about spirit, soul, and body. You know, I often have equated the terms soul and spirit as being the same thing, but like I think of soul as being our God self incorporated into a body. But I'm not sure how to differentiate that from spirit.
I think that's a common confusion.
mm-hmm. Righteous Soul has a good take on it. It was just like the part of a spirit that slowed itself down until it became physical.
Okay.
The slower vibration. And then the split was in the fact that it just could not speed up again. And so now we're experiencing this physicality, and seem to be dragging, and everything is much slower here. However, we sometimes speed up, and then we tap into the spirit world, and everything is just so like easy. And I guess that's what we get through the practices. We just speed it ourselves up, and we go, "Oh my God, I can see!" And next day, you just be more dense again. You know, that's
I guess
when you wake up and there's
yeah, that's kind of God realization.
yeah, sort of like yeah, it's kind of cute how we do that. How you doing there, Anthony?
I've finished reading. Yeah, how am I?
Show us your cup.
It's
Inside.
chai.
Can you show us inside? There's some kind of pattern in there.
Oh. Hang on.
Cool.
Oh, that's good.
Prana chai. The one.
Prana chai. Watch out. That's why he's so smiley. He's drinking prana chai.
That's the one that you got sent.
Oh, is it the one?
I
The
think so.
long chai.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I
Prana.
love it.
I have some most mornings.
Prana chai.
This is a
Just chai. I have
coffee chai.
classic chai.
Beautiful. All right. Would you like to read some more, or you're cooked?
I'm cooked. Yeah. Someone else. Thank you.
Just for those who maybe have not read this before, this works in a very mysterious way. He gives you this absolutely overwhelming concepts, and those overwhelming concepts dislodge the mind and open it to another possibility. So it just kind of makes you happy for no good reason, really. So sometimes you're just reading these and we don't understand any of it, but it just makes us happy. Anyway, at least that's my experience.
Yeah, it's mine.
So it's not about filling our head with all these concepts, but it's more just open to the possibilities and, dislodging the old structures by overwhelming the mind with the enormity of it all. Like God's presence is not a small thing. Yeah. All right, who's next to read?
Pamela, are you reading this?
I don't have the book, but I'm not making excuses, or maybe I am, but I've had quite a lot of headaches this week, so I'm finding it difficult to focus at the moment.
Yeah, no.
I think I'm experiencing some ascension symptoms, but I know we don't talk about that for some reason. So I'm sorry I can't read tonight.
We don't talk about what?
Ascension symptoms.
Ascension symptoms.
We can talk about that. I want
to
talk about it.
Anyway, sorry, not tonight.
Okay.
Suffering the unbearable lightness of being, you mean?
My brain can't even have that discussion tonight. Sorry.
That's wonderful.
Call your next thing if you want.
Oh my goodness. So we are 5513?
5512.
12.
That's like
Yeah.
Okay. The experience of God consciousness remains the same from generation to generation, but with each advancing epoch in human knowledge, the philosophic concept and the theologic definitions of God must change. God knowing, religious consciousness.
God knowingness.
Thank you. Religious consciousness is a universe reality, but no matter how valid or real religious experience is, it must be willing to subject itself to criticism, no,
Intelligent
criticism, and a reasonable philosophic interpretation. It must not seek to be a thing apart in the totality of human experience. Eternal survival of personality is wholly dependent on a choosing of the mortal mind, whose decisions determine the survival potential of the immortal soul. This is a bit big, this whole idea. When the mind believes God and the soul knows God, and when, with the fostering adjuster, they all desire God, then is survival assured. Limitations of intellect, curtailment of education, deprivation of culture, impoverishment of social status, even inferiority of the human standards of morality results from the unfortunate lack of educational, cultural, and social advantages. Cannot invalidate the presence of the divine spirit in such unfortunate and humanly handicapped but believing individuals. The indwelling of the mystery monitors continues the inception,
constitutes
constitutes the inception and ensures the possibility of the potential of growth and survival of the immortal soul. The ability of mortal parents to procreate is not predicated on their educational, cultural, social, or economic status. The union of the parental factor and the natural condition is quite sufficient to initiate offspring. A human mind discerning right and wrong and possessing the capacity to worship God in union with divine adjuster is all that is required in that mortal to initiate and foster the production of his immortal survival, soul of survival qualities. If such a spirit endows individuals, if such a spirit endowed individual seeks God and sincerely desires to become like him, honestly elects to do so, honestly elects to do the will of the Father in heaven. Cheers, thanks for bearing with me. It's about as much as I would dare to read.
What's that saying about, is that, I can hardly even talk. Is that saying something about parents? What does it mean?
Oh, it's just saying that you can that parents can procreate no matter what social status or the belief system or anything, any differences, they can still procreate, create more children. But he's saying that and a human mind discerning right and wrong and possessing the capacity to worship God. So in other words, any human can also advance themselves, I suppose, spiritually by a desire. It doesn't matter what their social situations are.
Mm-hmm.
or economic situations or any of that stuff, as long as they have the desire there and the I suppose the will.
Well said.
Thank you.
Yeah, well said. Another, you could say, if you say, if you love babies and humans, you can love God.
You don't have to love babies either to love God.
No,
That's true.
no, I was going to say that.
Otherwise, I'll be in trouble.
Oh, yeah. All right.
But I think it speaks to the fact that, you know, when your first baby is born and you look at that child and you go, wow, I didn't do this.
Yeah.
It's something
it's
much beyond.
It's very big, isn't it? It's miraculous.
Yeah, it is. And it's like the love that kicks in. Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it wasn't necessarily the first moment, but it just suddenly dawned on me. And we're like, oh my God, I love this thing above all else. Like, it just becomes so strong that one can hardly comprehend where that came from, huh?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, why else do we love our families so much, eh? And I mean, just the fact that I'm from Canada and I'm joining with you from Australia, and I'm just thrilled to be here, and like we're connected somehow.
Amazing.
We're happy you're here too.
Yeah.
And we are so happy to hear that you guys are resisting some kind of dictatorship going on your way.
Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got to go to the polls on the 27th to vote for what I'm voting for. I have no idea, but even in this last day, I've gotten 3 phone calls from who knows who saying they appreciate my vote. And it's like, okay, I don't know what you stand for, and I don't know what we stand for.
Do you have to vote?
No.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. But it's been ingrained in us that we should vote.
I'm sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So who is ready to read this next big thing called The God of Personality?
Kim's ready, aren't you, Kim?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We voted for you, honey.
I'll give it my best shot.
next week.
3 phone calls came your way.
I'm saying I'll man up next week.
The God of Personality. The Universal Father is the God of personalities. The domain of universe personality, from the lowest mortal and material creature of personality status to the highest persons of created dignity and divine status, has its center and circumference in the Universal Father.
I love that.
You say that again, please, Kim. Do you mind?
No.
Thank you.
The Universal Father is the God of personalities. The domain of universe personality, from the lowest mortal and material creature of personality status to the highest persons of created dignity and divine status, has its center and circumference in the Universal Father. God the Father is the bestower and the conservator of every personality. And
every personality being every one of us.
Yeah.
That's a question.
And the Paradise Father is likewise the destiny of all those finite personalities who wholeheartedly choose to do the divine will, those who love God and long to be like him. Personality is one of the unsolved mysteries of the universe.
Yes.
We are able to form adequate concepts of the factors entering into the makeup of various orders and levels of personality, but we do not fully comprehend the real nature of personality itself.
Mm-hmm.
We clearly perceive the numerous factors which, when put together, constitute the vehicle for human personality, but we do not fully comprehend the nature and significance of such a finite personality.
Mm.
Personality is potential in all creatures who possess a mind endowment ranging from the minimum of self-consciousness to the maximum God consciousness. But mind endowment alone is not personality.
Wow.
Neither is spirit nor physical energy.
Mm.
Personality is that quality and value in cosmic reality which is exclusively bestowed by God the Father upon those living systems of the associated and coordinated energies of matter, mind, and spirit.
See,
Neither is
told you, it just smiles you. You can't even comprehend it, but just
no.
this joy in you, it just overwhelms your little mind and cracks it open, doesn't it?
Mm.
Well, I thought of animals, you know, like they must have mind, that are like, I think they're souls too, but they're not like us human souls. So I don't know if they have personalities, perhaps, I guess.
Of course they do. Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Of course they do.
What if the human is the most messed up of them all?
Most likely.
You know, I think
Yeah.
animals are like, they're like chilled. They're like, hello, lying
Yeah.
asleep. Human mind's like, rah, 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 rah. No, we're the most evolved beings. It's like the kid goes, yeah, right. I think we're somewhere putting ourselves because we can think, but look at the world.
Yeah.
Thinking is not getting us very far. The division
This is answer, yeah.
yeah.
But I think it can get us far. Like if we choose to let the love shine through, then it can be a better place than it is.
And when you do, it goes so quiet
Yeah.
in there. We begin to experience this union with each other. And when personally, when that union kicks in, it's like makes me speechless.
I was going to say there's no words or thinking in that.
Yes, it almost dislodges this thing, and the mind turns into presence, and in that presence, it's just the radiance. It's just the ooze of your personality. And what I personally find quite fascinating that when we finally get into this place of pure presence, that there is a unique union, like it's each union becomes unique in itself. Like we might click on a mind level or we might not. But in this one, we click in a way where I get enriched by every holy encounter. Let me put it that way. I get enriched. It's almost like their gift of who they are as a essence of personality of their soul, let's say, is so
Yeah, and it's a part of you too.
Yes, it almost like, oh, it informs me of the enormity of it all. That each, like they say, every snowflake is different, and so is every human personality. Not like the learned personality, but the essence of a being.
I was really thinking.
I'm even trying to make a sense out of it as I'm speaking, so I'm not speaking from.
Yeah, no,
like,
Well,
but you're making sense.
I mean, like in A Course of Love, he talks about giftedness. We're all gifted, and basically our personality
true.
It comes through the expression of our particular gifts, and we're not meant to all be the same. We're meant to all be different, and that's what personality is. The differences in what we've been given,
Beautiful.
expressed.
Yeah.
Particularly when expressed, when it's not just like a mind trying to talk, but when the real expression, what's really going on for you is out, or is no longer in hiding, huh?
Yeah,
But our
we're
personality, like what it's saying in that paragraph, is that our personality all aspects of our personality have been gifted us, and each one is different. Like you said, Cole, like each snowflake is different.
Yeah.
There's not ever going to be one that's the same as another.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yet they're all snowflakes.
Yeah.
We're all snowflakes too, I think.
Yeah.
Flake, please.
Yeah.
We can make a snowman.
I could make one in my backyard if I could walk.
Oh,
you're all
brilliant.
welcome.
Oh, lovely. Ours came and went, but it was good when it was here.
Right. We ready to go on?
Yep.
Thanks, Kim.
Neither is personality a progressive achievement.
Oh, where are we up to?
In the middle of a paragraph which starts, personality is potential in all creatures. I don't know what number it is. The last sentence was
halfway through the third paragraph.
Oh, okay. I must have gone on to the next one. Okay, right.
Okay. Neither is personality a progressive achievement. Personality may be material or spiritual, but there either is personality or there is no personality.
Well, I don't understand this.
No, nor do I, Anthony.
Nor
do I.
Yeah. The other than personal never attains the level of the personal except by the direct act of the Paradise Father. The bestowal of personality is the exclusive function of the Universal Father. The personalization of the living energy systems which he endows with the attributes of relative creative consciousness and the free will control thereof. There is no personality apart from God the Father, and no personality exists except for God the Father. The fundamental attributes of human selfhood, as well as the absolute adjuster nucleus of the human personality, are the bestowals of the Universal Father, acting in his exclusively personal domain of cosmic ministry.
His exclusively personal domain of cosmic ministries.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
That explains it now.
Yeah, I understand now.
Now we got it. The
So
cosmic
is God,
ministry.
is God the sum of all our personalities?
I love
Or
this
is that
vernacular.
too simplified?
Yes, I
No,
love this
that's too
vernacular.
simplified.
I thought so, Alison.
It's more like we're the what do you call it? The sub I don't know.
Subspecies.
The other way around. God is not the anyway, yeah, forget it. I've forgotten already.
That's okay.
Well, the whole cause and effect thing. He's the cause, we're the effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're also, we have the ability to cause and effect
Yes.
as
Yes.
creators.
Yes.
Yeah, co-creators.
Yeah, co-creators.
Yeah.
Are you a Course in Miracles person, Brenda?
Yeah. That's about the only, well, I mean, I've gone to church all my life, but Bible, right? But I just came to know the Course probably 10 years ago. So that's the only other, you know, metaphysical thing that I've ever read, except for what we're reading now.
Well, this, according to this book, the Bible was the fourth epochal revelation, and this is the fifth. This is for this millennium. This is not for now. This is for this millennium. That's why it's so massive. But it really backs onto Bible a lot. Like it references Bible, but in my view, explains it a little bit deeper than the Bible has allowed itself.
Yeah.
So this is called the fifth epochal revelation, and it was actually published in 1955. So it's been around for a while, and it's just getting to people how exquisite it is.
Well, that's similar to the Course, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, roughly, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy that wrote this book that we're reading now, apparently he was from the United States, some professor.
Well, he didn't write it. He was a sleeping medium.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It was slightly different to channeling. Channeling, you got someone sitting there and they kind of hearing the voice. But this guy had to be asleep to be able to convey without affecting the speech.
Oh.
Simply his body was used, and in the night he was just speaking this out, apparently.
Oh. Okay.
That's
So did
one
they
version,
record
and
it?
apparently there are two versions, but I'm not even going to the second one.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
So that's what we know. That's what is generally spoken. But yeah, it's a massive. It was done for about 20 years. They were writing this down.
Oh.
Yeah, it's quite fascinating.
Yeah.
And the last section goes into the love of Jesus so thoroughly and profoundly to the most minute detail about his life. From
Really?
yeah.
Even pre him existing as a human.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
If you go to paper 119, but it will have a lot of expressions that a little bit is the vernacular is very different to everything. So unless you somehow understand all these personalities and yeah, they go very deeply who he is before he incarnated on earth as Jesus. And his mission is written out. What I love about it is his mission was written out way before he was born, and he fulfilled it to the most minute detail. And there were certain things he was not allowed to do, like Mary and all that kind of stuff, and was asked not to write anything. And it's exactly what Jesus on earth did. It's like it fits the bill. Yeah, it's fascinating. 119 is the pre, and from 120 begins the life of Jesus. Who he met, everything he said that was of any meaning.
Year by year,
Year
like
by
it
year.
does each year of his life, but it also does, sometimes every day for some sections.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
Yeah, it's all
his
about this
relation
ministry.
to his mother. I mean, everything's in there. His family, his, yeah, it's exquisite, and you can just listen to it. Also, and it's on YouTube. You can find someone reading this to you.
It's an AI version, that one that you gave us, Cole.
Yeah, quite nice, no?
It's not bad.
Not bad. I mean, at least you can understand everything they say properly.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I still have the task of reading the text of A Course in Miracles because I haven't read it yet. So,
Yeah.
You might, yeah. If have you struggled with it?
yeah, like I can't. Well, for 14 years, I've had multiple sclerosis, and I'm just kind of physically challenged to do that. Yeah.
Right. I'm sure there are versions you can listen to.
Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm. But also, same for me. Like for me, workbook was the thing. And I just love doing workbook, and I've done it for 35 years every year pretty much. And text was all right, but the workbook was, for me, was the thing. And
Also,
I know people who can only read text and they would not touch the lesson.
I also found the Sparkly book was much easier to read than the
Mm-hmm.
Foundation for Inner Peace book.
Yes, true.
Okay.
So what's the main difference between,
Go.
the main difference between the course and the URANTIA book, in as far as working up goes and joining with God? Is there any essential difference?
I think it's a different approach.
They both really helped me, or help me.
Yeah.
Both of them, like they're just, yeah. I love them both.
Right.
They're different. They're so different.
Yeah, I can
Kind
agree
of
with that.
And then also came the Course of Love, and for many of us, the Course of Love was like a game changer, because it kind of filled in some gaps that I could not possibly understand just by reading the course. As if the Course of Love was kind of something that primed my mind into an other way of looking at it, not from a perspective of the teachers we heard before, but from the direct experience. As it almost like it gave me a key of some kind that it wasn't there before.
Yep.
So I
Yeah, I
find,
couldn't really read the course. I struggled and struggled and struggled. And after I did A Course of Love, I can read it now.
yeah, exactly. It just gives you it gives something that throws away that never-ending interpretation that actually takes you away from the experience, or often can take you away from the experience. Because the Course in Miracles basically says, have an experience, and then you will learn from the experience, not from the book. The book helps you to dislodge your structure so you can actually have an experience. But once you have the experience of unity, the unity teaches you the rest. However, if you jump in and you interpret, you don't have an experience, and now you think you know Course in Miracles, and now you can regurgitate sections and think you know something. But until you have that experience, you're just it's just a joke.
Yeah, Brenda, we have a Course of Love group on Saturdays.
Or
I
Friday.
don't know what the date is there, but it's Sunday here today. So yesterday we had a Course of Love group at 1 hour later than the one you're in today.
About now.
Like, so it'd be like 4:30 your time instead of 3:30?
About now.
Yeah.
About now.
Oh, okay.
In 2 minutes' time, it starts. 24 hours ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it's
Okay,
a
so
lovely group. It's a lovely group.
We can send you a link from yesterday because yesterday was really cool. We read this most amazing chapter called
Was
Freedom.
oh,
was
was it recorded or no?
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I've listened to it
would I
twice.
be able so are you saying I could get the recording
Yeah.
perhaps
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
on YouTube? Oh,
Yeah.
Kevin can send it to you. Kevin, can you send it?
Yeah, I'll send it after the group. Yeah.
thank you, Kevin.
Beautiful. Shall we have a little bit more reading?
Does someone else
Yep.
want to read now? Or?
Yep, I'll read.
Right.
Where are we up to?
The adjusters of pre-personal status.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Unless you want to read. Jeff, do you want to read?
I don't have the URANTIA book.
Oh, okay. I'll read.
Jeff, that's being sinful.
I've always been the
I
same.
sent the link to it that I'm reading from. You could read from that link. I can.
Oh yeah, there is a link. Also, you can actually, if you type in URANTIA book, you find yourself. They give you the book for free as a PDF, and you can read anywhere.
Yeah, Brenda put it in the chat.
Okay.
Great. Oh, good.
The adjusters of pre-personal status indwell numerous types of mortal creatures. The adjusters of pre-personal status. Okay, start again. The adjusters of pre-personal status indwell numerous types of mortal creatures, thus ensuring that these same beings may survive mortal death to personalize as Morontia creatures with the potential of ultimate spirit attainment. For when such a creature mind of personality endowment is indwelled by a fragment of the spirit of the eternal God, the pre-personal bestowal of the personal Father, then does this finite personality possess the potential of the divine and the eternal, and aspire to a destiny akin to the ultimate, even reaching out for a realization of the absolute. Capacity for divine personality is inherent in the pre-personal adjuster. Capacity for human personality is potential in the cosmic mind endowment of the human being. But the experiential personality of mortal man is not observable as an active and functional reality until after the material life vehicle of the mortal creature has been touched by the liberating divinity of the Universal Father. Being thus launched upon the seas of experience as a self-conscious and a relatively self-determinative and self-creative personality, the material self is truly and unqualifiedly personal.
That reminds me of the song, I'm living in a material world because I am a material girl. I guess we're just having this material personality experience.
Yeah.
The material self has personality and identity, temporal identity. The pre-personal spirit adjuster also has identity, eternal identity. This material personality and this spirit pre-personality are capable of so uniting their creative attributes as to bring into existence the surviving identity of the immortal soul. It's almost like conception, the joining of the two. Having thus provided for the growth of the immortal soul, and having liberated man's inner self from the fetters of absolute dependence on antecedent causation, the Father stands aside. Now, man having thus been liberated from the fetters of causation response, at least as pertains to eternal destiny, and provision having been made for the growth of the immortal self, the soul, it remains for man himself to will okay. It remains for man himself to will the creation or to inhibit the creation of this surviving and eternal self, which is his for the choosing. No other being
I kind of think that this is answering my question about soul and spirit, because we are body, soul, and spirit.
Yes.
But it takes body and spirit to make a soul.
Just wait a minute. Wait a minute. Allison's having and just let's take a ride with Allison on this because it's beautiful.
Okay.
I have no idea what's so funny.
Doesn't matter.
That's that experience that teaches you. You just enter the kingdom, you know? Yeah, beautiful.
No other being, force, creator, or agency in all the wide universe of universes can interfere to any degree with the absolute sovereignty of the mortal free will as it operates within the realms of choice.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
Regarding the eternal destiny of the personality. Regarding the eternal destiny of the personality of the choosing mortal. As pertains to eternal survival, God has decreed the sovereignty of the material and mortal will.
Allison, you don't have
Yes.
you don't have to read. I think you've like done the deed, you know.
Okay.
Sometimes we have an
I'll finish
experience.
the sentence. I'll finish the sentence. I feel
Yes.
like I have to. God has decreed the sovereignty of the material and mortal will, and that decree the decree is absolute. That's it.
Oh, that's it. Yes. Yeah, that's that experience. Comes an experience. You don't even know where it comes from. And it's like, don't go back to reading when you have one of those, because it kind of brings you back into that little thinking mind.
Yeah.
And in that we get lost often, huh? Beautiful.
I just wanted to know what was so funny. And I don't need to know. It was just, yeah.
I think truth is funny. Truth is very funny.
Or said we forgot to laugh.
Yes. You just remembered to laugh. That's it.
Yep.
Yes. Beautiful. Maybe we can even park it right there for today.
What are you guys driving today?
There's only a few paragraphs to the end of the
All right.
chapter.
So who hasn't read yet then? Is it back to Kevin?
Yeah, Miss Brenda wants to read.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Are we at 5.6.9?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I can read that. The bestowal of creature personality?
Yep.
Okay. And you know what's funny is right beside me on my walker, which I call my Cadillac, is my cat, and she's purring. And my question for her is she a soul just like me? So anyway, the bestowal of creature personality confers relative liberation from slavish response to antecedent causation, and the personalities of all such mortal beings, evolutionary.
Moral.
I said mortal, did I? And the personalities of all such moral beings, evolutionary or otherwise, are centered in the personality of the Universal Father. They are never drawn towards.
They are ever drawn.
Oh, they are ever drawn towards his paradise presence by that kinship of being which constitutes the vast and universal family circle and fraternal circuit of the eternal God. There is a kinship of divine spontaneity in all personality. That's likely why I forget your name. I have to go back and look at the Zoom. That's probably why Allison was doing what Allison was doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll read one more paragraph, but then I probably should stop. The personality circuit of the universe of universes is centered in the person of the Universal Father. And the Paradise Father is personally conscious of and in personal touch with all personalities of all levels of self-conscious existence.
Wow.
Wow. with all us snowflakes.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. So it's okay to be our own person.
Fully.
Wow. You know, because like most of my life, I've tried to be more perfect, right? I've tried to please people. And this kind of confirms that I don't have to.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah. That's what
Wow.
we're reading in A Course of Love at the moment too. It's exactly
Exactly.
that.
Amazing.
By the way, I dropped that link right here for you if you wanted to copy it. Right in where you left a message, there is a link to that talk yesterday.
Oh, thank you.
It's really good.
Really good.
Oh, thank you. Right. Wow. I think this must be the cure for my autoimmune disease. And this is very timely because I've spent the last 2 months getting prepped, and tomorrow I have to travel 7 hours to an MS clinic down in London, Ontario. And I've never driven more than half an hour because I can't stay seated that long. I got too much pain. So this will be a challenge. I'm going with my oldest daughter and my husband, who doesn't really speak to me, but it should be good. And I want you all to remember me and pray for me too.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Tomorrow morning. So anyway, I'll just wait and see what happens.
Yes.
That's so. It's for something there now, is it? In the afternoon.
Oh yeah, it's actually, you know what time it is? It's 4:44.
That's great. That's a lucky number for you.
I know, that's God speaking, isn't it?
Yeah, I was going to say Godspeed too.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you'll
Yeah,
be
it's
in
gonna
my
happen.
thoughts. Yeah.
Yeah, if God doesn't go with me, then I won't make it. But God's with me, and there is no spot where God is not, right? So I'm
absolutely.
Well, God goes with you wherever you go. So
yeah,
that's right. Yeah,
it's done. It's a done deal.
Done deal.
Okay. Well, I think I had one more sentence. I'll read it, and then I'll stop.
Okay.
The family circle and fraternal circuit of the eternal God. That's us. There is a kinship of divine spontaneity in all personality.
Beautiful. Kev, you want to take it home?
Yeah, I thought we're up to, and this personality consciousness of all creation exists independently of the mission of the thought adjusters. As all gravity is circuited in the Isle of Paradise, as all mind is circuited in the conjoint actor, and all spirit in the eternal Son, so is all personality circuited in the personal presence of the universal Father, and this circuit unerringly transmits the worship of all personalities to the original and eternal personality. Just how many? That's the last one, is it? Oh, nearly finished.
Yes.
Concerning those personalities who are not adjuster and dwelt, the attribute of choice liberty is also bestowed by the universal Father, and such persons are likewise embraced in the great circuit of divine love, the personality circuit of the universal Father. God provides for the sovereign choice of all true personalities. No personal creature can be coerced into the eternal adventure. The portal of eternity opens only in response to the free will choice of the free will sons of the God of free will.
Hey.
Is he kind of saying that we're not indwelt by a thought adjuster unless we make the choice to aspire toward God? Is that
No, you have the thought adjuster in you.
we have it?
Yeah.
But it
But it
says
says concerning those personalities who are not adjuster indwelled.
Mm.
Yeah.
So I didn't know there were any.
I'm not really sure.
Okay, all right, carry on.
Do you remember it, Anthony?
I'm a bit confused about this all because I feel really tense about people that don't make the choice for God, and then like I don't know how that works, and if they decide not to, then are they just non-existent? I don't, and I feel really, really feel quite a lot about that.
Mm.
Just don't know. I don't, because when I was first here, I kind of had felt the adjuster, but then I really backed away from religion or God, and I just feel like I've been crawling back over 20 years, and I just feel like it's so immersed in my body now, and God is right here, and I feel so grateful.
Mm.
But I don't understand if it's a choice that people can just be non-existent. That really, it shits me.
You can't make a choice for
No.
someone else to make the
Yes.
choice, though.
No, I know I can't. Yeah,
He can have his response to it, which is lovely.
yeah, this is my response to it. And that, it's about all the people I love in my life.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And you,
I
the other aspect of that is you have no way of judging whether someone has made that choice or not.
Well, that's absolutely true too. And I had that thought as well. Like, how I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't
you
know
have
where
no
the
way.
bar is.
So
I don't know where the level is. Like.
Yeah, and they might have made that choice in a different way and on a different level, as you say. So you might not be aware they've made a choice.
Yeah.
Because everybody's got their own ways of going,
Mm.
Yes. I have this really cool saying that I've copied somewhere on a meme. It says, once you learn to walk with the Spirit, you will have no interest in judging those who don't.
Yeah.
It's not that you're judging them, but you feel the pain of it all. But
yeah,
there's also actually Righteous of All covers this really well, that loving spirits have to allow the unloving spirits to go where they need to go in order to experience the pain of living in that opposite way. That was a game changer for me, that one. It's like, oh, it's unloving to start stopping the unloving spirit that needs to go to whatever darkness it requires to go into in order to go deep enough to manage to go on their knees and go, God, what the actual fuck, and have the direct experience be lifted into his own or her own experience.
And the world's full of stories, Anthony. People who don't believe in God or atheists who find God one day just like that,
absolutely, yeah.
I think it's
in the case of me I have 5 children. You have to really put that. You put faith in them to find their own way. You can't choose for them or influence them.
yeah.
They always say live by example, so that's how you teach, by your living example.
Yes.
And you really just have to be compassionate and maybe witness some things that's difficult to witness, but at the same time, that's how it is.
I just had this thought, not be a control freak. It's not my job.
Yeah, and that's been a difficult one for me, Anthony, because I'm a bit of a control freak. Yeah.
Yeah, I can feel that in me.
I can't fix some things, you know, and I have to just throw my hands up and say, I can't fix this.
I love that control freak in you. I think it's absolutely adorable.
Oh, thank you. It's a bit shifty sometimes. I was being shifty yesterday, Brenda and Jeff.
Yeah, you'll see it if you watch the video.
Did you say shifty? Shifty?
Yeah.
Shifty.
Shifty, yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm not sure if it's the Canadian term, but in Australia it means someone you can't trust. He's a bit shifty.
It means shifty in Scotland too. It's the same thing here.
All right, Kevin.
There's one more to go.
Do we have one more?
One more.
And this represents my efforts to present the relation of the living God to the children of time. And when all is said and done, I can do nothing more helpful than to reiterate that God is your universe Father and that you are all his planetary children.
That was what Jesus came to tell us, wasn't it?
Yes, exactly. And would you read the last bit?
This is the fifth and last of the series presenting the narrative of the Universal Father by a divine counselor of Uversa.
I love this dude.
That last section was actually the most normal English one I've read so far. That's like,
aren't you lucky?
I've listened to. I mean, it was like normal English for a change, you know.
Yeah, back to
when you got a respite.
Well, we're up to paper 6.
Wow.
Wow. You know,
Paper 6. We only have about 191 to go then.
Good thing we're eternal.
And what session is this? Is this like session 14? Something?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Feels to me like we've been here for about 5 minutes tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True. It's 5 o'clock here, so I think I need to move on and get some nourishment in these bones because I got to get up early and head 7 hours south.
Oh my God. Good luck, darling.
Yeah.
Have a good road trip.
Godspeed with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good. I take you with me. That's
Thank
awesome.
you for coming, Brenda. It's been lovely to meet you.
Yeah, and you all too. Thanks, Kevin.
All right, guys. Thanks for coming, everyone. And we'll be seeing you all very soon.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
Remember, Brenda, there's that link there. Oh, she's gone. Anyway, I'm going to watch that Curse of Love thing again because I was really a very good session yesterday.
I'll watch it again too. I've watched it at least twice. Yeah.
Wow.
Where can I find the link to that?
Link, if you click here, even like if you go into chat. There's a chat here on a Zoom. Down the bottom it says chat. If you click on it, you will see there's 2 links there. One takes you to the URANTIA book, and the other one takes you to the Course of Love yesterday.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I just wanted to say, Kim, thank you so much for what you said yesterday. I found that really helpful.
What was that?
Just about not feeling guilty about saying
yes.
what you had to say. I went through a similar experience very recently with my daughter, and I didn't feel the guilt either, and that was very rare for me to not. So thank you. That was good to hear that.
Thank
you. Good on you.
Beautiful, guys. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Smiley face.
Thanks,
Great day.
Yeah.
Good night.
Good
Have a good day. Good night. Bye.
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 Bye.